Hello, everyone. Welcome to your vinyasa practice. My Rode wireless mic is on the fritz, so I have to use my AirPods. So sorry if the sound is a little like a fishbowl. I'm working to fix that, so we'll have a solution soon. If you have been joining me lately, this month we've been working on arm balances, which requires a combination of functional movement and strength and stability in the shoulder joint and the muscles that surround the shoulder joint, in the core, and in the hips. So basically the whole torso, the main thing that keeps our body agile and mobile as we age. And that is actually a really good indicator of longevity and health as you age over the course of your lifetime. So these things contribute to our longevity. And when we're thinking about arm balancing, the thing that I see most often in a vinyasa practice in particular is limp, kind of fishy looking hands when we're doing things like cat-cow, when we're doing things like high plank, when we're doing things like downward facing dog. So I'd like you to, if you could, start to think about being active in your hands. And when I say that, when your hands are on the mat, you are moving the weight forward into the knuckles and you're giving the mat a little grip with your fingertips. So your hands are active, just as active as the rest of your body. And so yeah, let's go ahead and start out in cat-cow. We're gonna take a different approach to cat-cow today. So that idea of moving the weight forward into the knuckles, a little grip with the fingertips, apply it there, and then walk your hands off to the right. And press the floor away, round the upper back, tuck the chin in, round the tailbone under. Just take a moment here, pause and breathe in this cat-like shape. And then we'll stay in this asymmetrical position as we move into cow, tipping the tailbone up, pulling the heart forward and through the biceps, pressing the shoulder blades together on the back. And let's take a few rounds of movement here. So just start to move as naturally as you can with your breath in and out of this asymmetrical cat-cow. One more time on this side. And then we'll just walk our hands off to the left side of our mat and pause in that cat. So you're pressing the floor away, you're rounding your upper back towards the ceiling, tucking the chin in, tucking the tailbone under. Pause here, breathe. And then pulling the body into this asymmetrical cow. That's a little bit of a back bend, lifting the tailbone, pulling the heart forward and through the arms, broadening across the collarbone, and start to move in and out of cat-cow. So because we're working towards an arm balance called Visvamitrasana, which is like kind of like a combination of a side plank and a warrior two and a split. I guess if I could combine three poses together. There's so much going on in that shape. If you tried it with me last week and it felt super awkward in your body, that's so normal when you're trying to do new things. So just remember that practice will help muscle memory each time you return to that practice. If you were to return to it, you can always rewatch the recording. That muscle memory will kick in and you'll start to become more better. Okay, let's walk our hands back to the center of our mat and do a little bit of rotation for the thoracic spine, pressing down through that left hand, lifting the right arm up. And then tuck that right arm underneath the left armpit, but you're gonna stay active here. So we're not gonna relax the right shoulder in the mat. You're just reaching the right arm through and then press the floor away. Right arm rotates up. And then right arm reaches underneath the left armpit. So you're reaching through space. You're not reaching for the floor. A couple more times. Inhale, right arm reaches up. Right arm reaches underneath the left armpit, crossed towards the left side. One more time. Inhale, right arm up. Exhale, right arm under. Second side, right palm plants. Inhale, left arm reaches up. Exhale, left arm tucks under. You're just reaching underneath through that space that you're creating. And continue that movement. And so see if you can start to feel that movement in the upper back. So think rib cage. Think about rib cage rotation, thoracic spine rotation. So helpful if your low back, like most people, takes a lot of the movement because it's so mobile and because it's so weight bearing. It tends to overcompensate when there's tightness in the upper back. So we want to make sure the upper back can move, and we know how to do that. Come back to cat-cow, or actually just tabletop. Extend the right leg back behind you, curling the right toes under. You're going to stay connected through the ball mound of the right foot, and then spin the left foot off to the left side like a little kickstand. Spin the right foot flat, right arm reaches up. So now you're in a supported side plank. So this is going to be one of our blueprint postures today. Remember how this feels to have the right foot planted. It's like the right foot's in warrior two at the bottom of your mat, and you're pressing the floor away with your left hand. Okay, start to draw some circles with the right arm. Deep breath in, deep breath out as you move through that range of motion with the shoulder. Let's add a little bit of strength as the right arm reaches up. Maybe pressing through that left hand, extend the left leg back into full Visvamitrasana, side plank. Remember that left knee can always come back to the mat. You can always start out there. Take one more breath in wherever you are. Breath out, high plank. So rotate the hips forward and down, high plank. And then set your right knee to the mat and your left leg is extended back. Tucking the toes under, you're pressing down through the ball mound of that left foot. Keep that. Right foot swivels off to the right like a little kickstand, and the left foot spins flat like warrior two. Left arm lifts up. So second side, supported Visvamitrasana, supported side plank. Start to rotate that left arm around. You're just drawing circles with that left arm. And then notice what happens with the foundation of this, the right hand, the left foot. Can you stay active? Press the floor away with those body parts. One more rotation, left arm, pause when it reaches back up towards the ceiling, really rooting through that right hand, that left foot, extending right leg back into full side plank. And if you need to, you can always set the right knee back down to the mat. Wherever you are, one more big breath. And then exhale, high plank. And lift the hips up and back, downward facing dog. You can always set the knees down if you need to. You can always take cat-cow instead of downward facing dog. If you are in down dog, again, weight shifts forward into the knuckles. Give the mat a grip with your fingertips. Even practice this in easier shapes like tabletop, child's pose. Take one more breath. And then we're going to step the right foot forward. Right foot steps forward, left knee to the mat. Okay, I'm stepping my right foot outside of my right hand, so I have a wide low lunge. And then I'm going to shift my weight back. My hips are going to move back over my left knee, half split. Just pause here for a moment. See if you can feel the back of the right leg lengthening. That'll be important later on. Deep breath in. Deep breath out. Inhale, rebend that right knee. Tuck the left toes, lift the left knee. You're in that low lunge. Press the floor away, step the right foot back, downward facing dog. Active through those hands. Relax your head. Take one more breath here. And then left foot steps forward. Left foot steps forward, maybe it's wide like mine is. So my left foot's outside of my left hand, and I'm going to set my right knee down. And then I'm going to move my hips back over that right knee, lengthen out through the left leg. Notice where you feel this stretch. If you feel a stretch, notice where you feel it. And I say that so that you start to pay attention to where your tissue is tighter, because typically that's where you're going to feel the sensation first. Is it along the back of the left leg? If so, good, that's what we're targeting. And if you don't feel it there, maybe you're just hyperflexible, hypermobile. Maybe the back of your leg muscles are already lengthened. It doesn't necessarily mean anything's wrong. Let's start to rebend that left knee. Tuck your right toes, lift your right knee, root down through those hands. Step back, downward facing dog. Deep breath in, deep breath out. Inhale, shift forward, high plank. Now, this is going to be something you're going to revisit over and over again. High plank, left knee forward towards right elbow, and then kick that left foot through. Back foot spins flat, outer edge of left foot on the floor, right arm reaches up. Okay, so this is a variation of a side plank, right? My left hand is the base, my right foot is the base, my right arm's reaching up, and my left foot's just resting on the floor, kind of like right in front of my hips. Let's come back through high plank. Lift the hips, downward facing dog. Deep breath in, deep breath out. This is the way we're gonna revisit getting into Visvamitrasana later, our arm balance. Shift forward, high plank. Right knee forward towards left elbow, and then spin that left foot flat, kick the right foot through, left arm reaches up. So now your right hand and your left foot are the base. Not a lot of weight in that right foot. If you can, utilize the strength in the right hand and left foot, press the floor away, get light in the right leg. Come back through high plank, lift the hips, downward facing dog. If the wrists need a break, child's pose. 3 breaths. One more breath. Okay, so we're going to move through a few vinyasa flows with some standing shapes to help prepare us for Visvamitrasana, our arm balance. Let's lift our heels if you're in down dog. Bend your knees. Make your way forward to the top of the mat. If you're coming up from child's pose, just stepping into a forward fold at the top of your mat. When you get there, everyone inhale, halfway lift. Use your core here to lift the torso. Exhale, fold. Press down through your feet, rise all the way up. Standing at the top of your mat, you can reach your arms overhead, breathe in, grow tall. Exhale, fold. Inhale, halfway lift, use your core. Shoulders should lift at least as high as the shoulders. Exhale, fold. Now we're going to step back with the right foot. Spin the right foot flat. Okay, so you're in a lunge like you have warrior 2 legs. Right foot is back, left foot is forward. Now maybe if you have props close by, such as blocks or a stool or a couch cushion or something, you might grab that, place it on the inner edge of your left foot, plant your left hand on top of that. Or if you want to make your arms a little bit longer, come to your fingertips. See if you can stay connected to either your prop or the floor with the left hand. As you press into both of your feet, rotate the shoulders open, right arm reaches up. So keeping that left knee bent, legs are like warrior 2. Chest is broadening. Left hand is reaching down to a prop, or fingertips are pressing the floor away as the right arm reaches up. Deep breath in, deep breath out. We're going to move from here into triangle, right hand to right hip, press the left leg straight. If you need to adjust the feet, go ahead. Sometimes it's helpful to bring the feet a little bit closer together. I like to angle my back toes forward a little bit. Press down through both those feet. And again, right arm can reach back up towards the ceiling if you like. Deep breath out. Now we're going to turn towards pyramid. So we're going to take both hands down to frame out that left foot, the foot that's forward. And you might step your right foot forward like a whole footprint, turning those toes at a 45-degree angle towards the top right corner of your mat. You're either framing out your left foot with fingertips on the mat or props such as blocks or books, anything you have at home. Take a deep breath in, find a halfway lift. Pull that left hip back a little bit, push the right hip forward a little bit, and then exhale, bend the elbows, fold over that left leg. Same idea here as in half split is that we're looking for some length along the back of the left leg. Notice where you feel it. Take 2 breaths here. Stay active through your feet. Stay active through your feet, especially that back right foot. Deep breath in, rebend the left knee, lift the right heel, find your low lunge. If you're using props, you might move them out of the way. Step back to high plank. Shift forward. We haven't done a lot of chaturanga up dog, so come all the way down to the belly. Press the floor away, find low cobra. You're pressing into the tops of the feet, elbows squeezing in towards the rib cage as you lift your heart. Exhale, releasing. Downward facing dog or child's pose. 2 breaths. Okay, and we're going to make our way forward to the top of the mat. So again, if you're coming from child's pose, make your way there however you like. If you're coming from down dog, you can lift the heels, bend the knees, walk your way forward. When you get to the top of your mat, inhale, halfway lift, use your core. Exhale, forward fold. Root down through your feet, sweep your arms forward, come all the way up to standing, reach up. When you're ready to exhale, fold back in. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, hands to the mat. This time we're going to step back with the left foot. Left foot steps back. Bend that left foot flat at the back of your mat, bending deeply into the right knee. Reaching for a prop if you're using it, you're placing it on the inner ankle, the inner edge of your right foot, which is the foot that's forward. Just to make your arms a little bit longer. Left foot is flat at the back of the mat. Your feet are like as in warrior 2. Okay, so the right knee stays bent. Root down to your fingertips or hand to your prop as you stretch your left arm high towards the ceiling. Keep that bend in the right knee. Stay active through your feet. Press the floor away. Find a big breath in here. Big breath out. Left hand to left hip. We're moving into Trikonasana, which is triangle pose. So right leg moves towards straight. And then if the left foot needs to step forward just a little bit, totally fine. But recommit to pressing down through that left foot. A little bit, squeeze that left glute. And then maybe you re-extend that left arm towards the ceiling. Broadening across the chest. Pressing the floor away with your hand on your prop or fingertips into the floor. Big breath in here. And then breath out, we're moving towards pyramid pose. So that means we're turning our chest forward over the right leg. Angling that back left foot forward just a little bit more. You might step the foot closer. Deep breath in, fingertips to the mat or hands to your props. And then exhaling, fold over the right shin. Your head doesn't have to touch anything. Your chest doesn't need to get anywhere. You can just simply fold over the right lengthened leg and notice where you feel sensation right now. Pulling the right hip back, pressing the left hip forward. Take 2 more breaths here. Stay active through your feet. Inhale, rebend the right knee as you pull the chest forward, lift the left heel so you're in a low lunge. If you're using props, move them out of the way, stepping into high plank. If you'd like to move through a vinyasa flow, here is your opportunity. Just mindful movement because, again, we didn't do any real low cobra prep aside from that one flow we just did on the first side. So just mindful transitions. Spending some time in either child's pose or down dog, 3 breath cycles. So we're going to kind of put all of that together into Visvamitrasana, which, as I've been saying, is kind of like a combination of, for me, what it feels like in my body, 3 poses, warrior 2 with the back foot, an arm balance with the front arm, and side plank. So we're gonna have the right foot and left hand be the base first. And we'll start off by coming into high plank. You could watch this first round because we'll do it a few times. So high plank first, left knee pulls forward towards the right elbow. Especially if you haven't done this yet, just watch the first round. Okay, and then I'm gonna spin to the sole of my right foot. I'm gonna kick my left foot through, and I'm gonna let it rest on the floor. Okay, so left hand is the base, right foot is the base. Those things are gonna stay the same. Right arm can reach up. Here is your first set. And then I can maybe press the floor away and lift that left foot. Or maybe I bend the knee and reach around to the foot with my right hand. And maybe this is my second step, okay? So if you haven't gone there yet, first side, let's do it again together. If you've already done one round of that, here's another bonus round. Another opportunity to build strength, stability, and help your body practice these strange movements that we're doing. So in high plank, left knee pulls forward towards right elbow, spin to the sole of the right foot, kick that left foot through. Now my base is my left hand and my right foot. My right arm reaches up. Maybe this is where I'm working today. Now, if I want to practice balancing, bending the left knee in towards the chest, reaching down, catching a hold of the outer foot with my right hand, and maybe here's where I stay. If all that's feeling fairly easy, kicking that left leg straight, and then pulling the left foot forward towards the top of my mat would be the next step. Okay? All of those steps are equally valuable. All of those steps are going to bring great reward of strength, stability, balance, neuromuscular memory. All those things are really good for you. It doesn't matter how far along that trajectory you get. If you're still working that first side, come out, take a beat. Sit however you want to sit. Maybe close your eyes for a moment, breathe in, grow tall. Breathe out, just settle. Any level of perceived success or failure with that first side, let it go. Let it go. Good, bad, whatever, let it go. Right side's going to be different than left side. One side's usually easier than the other for most of us. Okay, so let's try the second side. I'm going to turn around so I can continue to face you. All right, so from high plank, right knee is going to move towards left elbow. Okay, right knee towards left elbow and spinning to the sole of my left foot and kicking my right foot through. And then I'm going to make a judgment call. Here's where is a great place to stay and work. Right hand, left foot, are my base, left arm reaches up. Maybe see if I can get a little bit light in this right leg. Second step. Or I bend that right knee, reach down, grab a hold of the outer foot with my left hand. Okay? So just practicing those foundational steps. Any one of those steps, really good for you. Doesn't matter how far you get today. Okay, so again, trying it out again from the beginning. From high plank, right knee pulls forward towards the left. Rotate to the sole of the left foot, kick the right foot through, the left arm reaches up. Maybe you just work here. You want to take another step, lift that right leg, reach down, grab hold of the outer foot, and then maybe, if this is feeling accessible, extending the right leg forward. So it's like your legs are moving towards a split from a side angle, if that makes sense, or from a side plank, Visvamitrasana. Okay. Don't be discouraged if you don't get there on the first try. It's very challenging. So many muscles have to be firing, and that kind of coordination takes practice and time. Okay. If you're still working through those steps, take a breath, take a beat. Maybe you try it one more time. Okay, remember, take it slow, breathe. Starting from that high plank, right knee, sole of the left foot's active. Now maybe you're just working, pressing the floor away, getting really strong and solid in this variation of your side plank. Okay, maybe you're working on pressing the floor away and getting light in that right leg. Or maybe you're working on hugging the right knee in towards the chest and hooking the hand around the outer right foot. Either way, great. Let's let it go. Come back. Take a seat. Close the eyes. Deep breath in. Deep breath out. Let it go. Let it rest. All right, so much work for these shoulders. Let's give them a little love. Come to tabletop and then extend all the way onto your belly. And we're going to keep that left hand underneath the left shoulder as we pull the right elbow out to a cactus shape. So I'm looking at my right elbow. It's just slightly above my right shoulder, palms facing down. I'm going to press my left hand into the mat to roll my weight onto my right side, my right shoulder, my right hip. And then I might reach my left leg back behind me. I might rest the right side of my head on the floor. You can always bend that left knee and just rest the foot. So kind of anything you want with your legs. I like this for a little love of the front of the shoulder, front of the chest. Take one more breath. And then we'll switch sides. We'll come back to the belly. The right hand underneath right shoulder, left elbow out to the side. Take a look at that left elbow, make sure it's just slightly above the shoulder. And my left hand is down on the floor. Pressing into the right side, I'm rolling my weight onto my left shoulder, left hip. Relax the head. Anything you want with your right leg. It can kind of swim back in space, the knee can bend and the foot can plant. The legs can stack. Find a couple of breaths here. And then let's come out. Take a moment here in belly down Shavasana, and you can certainly stay in this shape for our last final Shavasana, but check it out, see if you like it first. Forehead can rest on the back of the hands, elbows can go wide. Breathing into the belly. If this is feeling good in your body, feel free to stay. If you prefer to roll onto your back and lengthen out, a more traditional Shavasana, or if you want to take your legs up the wall, anything you like. I'm going to set us a timer for 1 minute so that we can settle into stillness and let all of that good work integrate. Relax your shoulders. Slightly tilt your chin in just to give the back of the neck a little bit of a lengthening. Deep breath in through the nose. Maybe it's an open mouth exhale, audible sigh out. Just practice here, letting it go, letting it rest. Shavasana. Please feel free to stay longer. Take as much time as you can in stillness and rest. If you need to move on with your day, start to awaken the body slowly. Fingertips and toes, maybe the head moves side to side. And from whatever position you're currently in, you can slowly make your way to an upright seat. Feel the shoulders shift back over the hips, ears shift back over the shoulders. Breathing in, grow tall. Maybe the gaze is soft, or maybe the eyes are closed. Let the breath slow down. See if you can start to take the air in and out through the nose again. Take a little bit longer on your inhale, a little bit longer on your exhale. And then maybe make a slight pause at the top of the inhale and at the bottom of the exhale. Maybe just a second or two to pause. You can try one more breath like that. Nice and long inhale, slight pause at the top. And same thing for the exhale when you're ready. Invitation to join me to close our practice by placing the hands against the heart, bowing the chin into the chest, honoring our effort and our practice with reverence and gratitude to all of our teachers, past, present, future, to the teacher within your own heart. Namaste, yogis. All right, everyone, thank you so much for joining me today. Please don't be discouraged if that practice was hard for you. It's hard for me too, and it takes time and practice and patience to get there. And when I say there, I mean Visvamitrasana. But every single step along the way is worth it to build that strength and stability and that agility in the body. All of that is going to be so helpful for you in terms of living longer with ease. Take care of yourselves and come back again soon.